If you are a working artist or an aspiring full-time artist, and you're staring at your bank account thinking, why am I paying 12 different $9.99 subscriptions every month? This video is for you. Every month, I pay almost $200 in subscriptions before seeing a cent from my art sales. Adobe, Canva, Descript, MailChimp, my website, all quietly leaving my bank account on autopay. But today, I want to ask a better question. Is the subscription model the ultimate tool of techno-feudalism? And are they quietly keeping artists and makers poor and dependent? This is not a burn all your subscriptions video. This is a see the system clearly so that you can make better choices video. Let me take you back for a second. The first time I got Photoshop, my dad drove me to CompUSA and we bought an actual box with multiple CDs inside, which I installed into my computer, and then that software was mine. No one could take it away from me. Once you bought the thing, you owned it. Let's fast forward to today. Photoshop and other Adobe products are a subscription. Your website hosting is a subscription. Your email management platform is a subscription. Your design tool, your editing tool, your cloud storage, all a subscription. We moved from pay it once and own the tool to pay forever and rent the access. And it's not just software. We rent music through Spotify and Apple Music. We rent movies and TV from subscription platforms like Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus. Remember owning DVDs? And on the surface, subscriptions seem really convenient. You will always have the latest version. You don't have to save hundreds of dollars up front, but under the surface, something important changed. You stopped owning your tools, and you started paying perpetual rent just to keep working. In my other videos, I talk about economist Yanis Varoufakis and his idea of techno-feudalism. I have that video here. Under techno-feudalism, the land is now the cloud. So the platform, servers, apps, and algorithms. The new lords are called cloudlists, the people and the corporations that own all of this digital infrastructure. And the rest of us, the serfs, we pay cloud rent just to exist on these digital estates. Subscriptions are one of the cleanest, most efficient forms of cloud rent. From the platform's point of view, a subscription is perfect. Predictable revenue, automatic billing, high switching costs, and total control over whether you're allowed to access those tools. From our point of view as artists, it looks like this. If you stop paying, you don't just lose updates, you lose access entirely. Your files might be trapped in a proprietary format. Your whole workflow is built around this tool, so leaving feels impossible. So instead of I'll buy this once and see how it works, it becomes if I don't pay this landlord once a month, I lose access to my studio, my tools, and half of my business. That is the techno-feudal logic. We are not buying a hammer. We are leasing the right to swing someone else's hammer on their land for as long as we keep paying. Now, individually, $10 or $20 a month doesn't seem like that much. But let's do a quick mental inventory of a typical working artist's digital life. You have Adobe or Procreate Dreams, Canva or Figma, Descript or Adobe Premiere, website hosting through Squarespace or Shopify, an email service provider, maybe Notion or another project management system. Suddenly, that's not $10 a month. That's $150, $200 a month, and sometimes more. And that money is a week of groceries, part of your rent or your mortgage, and several packs of high-quality paper or inks or canvas. And the psychological part is really sneaky because each subscription is moderately small, so it doesn't feel like a big decision. You also stop noticing because they're all on autopay, and you feel guilty for canceling because you might need it for your business. And this creates a very specific kind of anxiety. I have to earn at least this much money every month so that I can at least pay for the tools to make my work. It's like being on a treadmill that speeds up one notch every year, so you don't even realize how fast you're running until you're completely wiped out and exhausted. Now here's where things get really complicated, because as artists, we're not just subscribing to things. We're also told you should start your own subscription. You can launch a Patreon or a Substack or any other paid newsletter, or offer a membership with behind-the-scenes content and monthly tutorials. And to be clear, I am not against this because reoccurring income can be a lifesaver for artists. But even here, techno-feudalism shows up. Your Patreon lives on Patreon's land. Your paid Substack lives on Substack's land. And they can change the fees, the algorithms, or policies. And they can decide what is allowed and what is discoverable. So then you as an artist becomes a micro-lord inside a bigger estate. So you are charging your own subscribers rent, but you're also paying rent to the platform above you. Again, it's not evil, but it is important to see how this works. Let's talk about what we can actually do about all this. And I'm not going to tell you to cancel all your subscriptions and go make cave paintings. We live here in this time with these tools. But there are a few ways to use subscriptions more consciously. Take 15 minutes and write down every subscription that is tied to your art or your business. It can be software, hosting, or platforms where you subscribe to someone else's content. And then next to each one, write mission critical. So literally, I cannot run my business without this. Nice to have, which is useful, but I could live without it. Or zombie. I completely forgot that I was even paying for this. Cancel at least one zombie. Maybe one nice to have too. Just to prove to yourself that you can. Because that money is your cloud rent, and you get to renegotiate it. Everyone's financial life is a little bit different, but I'd suggest if you are putting $20 towards a subscription, you should also consider putting $20 towards something that you actually own. So maybe it's your own website that isn't hosted through Shopify or Squarespace, a physical tool that you will own for years, a book that will change the way you think and approach your creative business, maybe printing a small run of postcards or zines, and little by little, you'll start building assets that don't vanish once you stop paying a monthly bill. And if you are an artist who wants to start your own subscription, anchor it to something that you actually own. So if you launch a Patreon or a Substack or some sort of monthly membership, make sure you collect emails so that you can reach those people directly if the platform changes. Offer things that build your body of work. So physical zines, classes, and recordings that you can sell in other formats and on other platforms. And set boundaries so that you don't burn out trying to justify $5 a month subscriptions to like 100 people. Most importantly, your subscription should support your humanity, not turn you into the landlord of a tiny content sweatshop. If you feel overwhelmed or maybe a little bit called out right now, you're not alone. We were not given a rule book for this era where we don't own our tools, we rent our entertainment, and we are asked to be the content 24/7. Techno-feudalism can sound huge and really abstract, but you do have power. You can choose your own tools, you can cancel what doesn't serve you, you can build things that you actually own, and you can design your own subscription offerings in a humane and artist-centered way. Let me know below if there is one subscription that you are gonna cancel, keep, or rethink after watching this. And if you want to understand the bigger picture of techno-feudalism and how this system actually works, watch my video next about techno-feudalism for artists, where I break down platforms like Etsy, Amazon, and YouTube as techno-feudal estates, and what all of that means for your creative business. Thank you so much for being here, and for still making art in this weird, crazy, rented world, and for thinking critically about these systems that we all live in. Now go make something beautifully human, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!